Can everyone hear me? All right. Hello to everybody. How are we getting on? Anything exciting happening with anybody out there? Any news? So let me get all the chat and everything out. I'm going to miss a bit of the chat, but how is everybody? Got my car back after 2 months. What happened, DIY? Who's in? Kev, Chris, Mark, Porrick, Max, Simon, Sean. How is everybody doing? It's been a long few weeks for me. Any news anybody else has got? Trying to figure out NCTX. Impossible. Been a boring wet day so far. It's not too bad here. I think it's kind of been showery, but it's not too bad. Have you found a new premises yet? No, I haven't. Hence the title of the video. So let me check that everything's okay. What do you mean by still homeless? I still haven't got a business, my garage. Went into a dealership garage on the 23rd of March. They closed there for 2 months. Oh, of course. What was wrong with the car? Where is everybody from at the minute? What, the minute, or where are you from, should I say? Thanks to you, I drive a TD4 which is nearly dead. How? What do you mean, thanks to me? I never made you buy it. My garage. Ed. Would you do mobile until you get a place? I was thinking about it, but it's still the cost of getting everything to go mobile. However I look at it, the cost on anything at the minute is high. You'd think it'd be quite good because of the times that are in it, but no. Lincolnshire, UK, from Lincoln myself. Liverpool, Fermanagh, Scotland. Birmingham. High fuel pressure. Pump decided to. Wasn't happy after 6,000 miles. Peugeot. Jason, how you doing? So yeah, still looking. It's not easy. You'd think it'd be easy to try and find a place now because no one's really starting a business, but that's another problem. Starting a business in this time isn't easy because I reckon it's going to take at least a year for this game to kind of come around and get working again, because our NCT is still down and it's going to be down for a while. Our even when the NCT is up and running again, the lists are still broke, so it's not going to be up and running, and that's kind of a big part of the business. So to starting a new business and even going mobile, it's a lot of money to kind of put into a place now where not necessarily nothing's going to happen. So that's the trick. If I go to a new place and put a lot of money down and then try and sit there for a year with hardly any work, it's just not going to work. I'm going to be back to where I am again, well, actually worse, because I'll be a lot more money down. So I really don't know what to do at the minute. I really don't know what to do. I agree with you. I work mobile and my van compressor, rack and tools and storage, extra fuel cost. Get rid of parts, oil and such takes a lot. Yeah, it's always an issue. David, how you doing? Not fancy moving back to. Well, again, it's not even as easy as moving back to the UK because that's starting all over again and moving families and everything. So that's really kind of not on the cards. It's not your garage, it's the landlord's garage. With all your good reputation over the years. Yeah, that's the problem. But he wanted to use it for other things, so it is what it is. It's not my premises, so I couldn't really say anything. You know, he wants to try and start up a new business. So good luck to him. But there's nothing I can do about it. What part of Lincoln are you from? Lincoln itself, Patrick. Lincoln itself. South Park is where I used to live in Lincoln. Believe it or not, before South Park was on the telly. I heard the NCT's coming back next week. Lifts are done. Well, that's not what I've heard, so hopefully that's true, but I haven't heard that. Can you get a loan to buy the garage from the owner? Again, that's not as simple as that either, because again, even if I did get a loan, it'd still be sitting on that place for a year without any work coming in to try and repay loans and stuff like that. And they're not selling it anyway, so that's kind of another problem. He's starting his own business from it, so he's definitely not going to be selling it. Black Country. Invest everything in blow up the whole market. Yeah, be like Del Boy. Don't stress out, skilled man like yourself. Yeah, but again, it's not as easy as that, Peter. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I'm not going to get into, and it's not. I can't just go out and get a job because I've got other issues. I need to be flexible where I can kind of, leave for a day or so, and I'm not going to get into it. But it's not really as easy as going out and getting another job. Can diagnostics. What's that? I will, mate. I will stay strong. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I need a good trusting garage over there. Also rent cheap. I live on Monk's Road. Oh yes, I know Monk's Road. Like I said, I'm from South Park. South Park. Mechanics' lives matter. How long was I in the workshop for? About 10 years. About 10 years. Who is still working? Couriers, double busy. Double wear and tear, I know. But I never got any couriers going into me anyway, so that kind of makes no difference. Right, I need to get something. Bloody thirsty. Now, where was I? Keep having to check to see if Streamlabs is playing up again, as always. Where's my chat gone? Love watching your vids. You go above and beyond. Thanks a lot, James. Sorry, bodgitandleggit. Didn't see your last video. Just caught up. Never mind. It's alright, mate. Do you have a driveway? And if so, with your... Yes, I do and I don't. It's not as simple as that because I don't live close to the garage. So, well, look, we'll have to wait and see. That's all I can do. Wait and see. See what happens. See what comes up. And just go from there, essentially. That's all I can do. But the problem is starting. Oh, where's my chat gone? Starting even after all this has happened, it's still going to be, I reckon, another year anyway before everything kind of went back to normal. So yeah, it's going to be awkward starting a new place or even running the old place. It's just with the old place I wouldn't have had the startup costs of a new place. Remember, it's dark before the dawn's. Greeting from Bulgaria. Yes, mate, thanks a lot. Hi Leon, Vectra 120 horsepower, 1.9. How difficult is it to do? 1.9 8 valve. Are you sure? It's an 8 valve. I think it's a 16 valve, mate. How difficult is it to do the camber? They're not really bad. They're just, it's more, people just get nervous with it. Because obviously if you mess it up, you kind of destroy your engine. But just mark everything, take pictures, you know, give good big Tipex marks on everything, take pictures, and you'll be fine. And just spin the engine over by hand before you start it, and if it locks up, you've done no damage. Just take everything off, realign your marks, and you're going to be fine. If you put everything on and it's slightly wrong and you turn your engine and it doesn't hit, again, you're still not going to do any damage. It might, you know, not run right or anything, but as long as when you spin it over by hand, it's not going to do any damage, so you're going to be fine. And then just take your time, really. That's all you got to do. Sorry, I missed the start. What happened? Nothing happened, mate. Just well, nothing happened at the start of this video. Watch my previous video to know what happened. Come back to the UK again. It's not as simple as that, mate. Come back to the UK. Set up and down. Do. Yeah, but there's other issues with mobile. There's other issues with mobile. Even the cost of going mobile. Where was I? Missed it. I saw a comment and now I can't find it. Question: ABS light on for front right. Got a new sensor but the light is still on. Noticed the cable was damaged. Repaired it but still no luck. You're gonna have to see if there's there must be more damage done to the cable. Just get your voltmeter on and actually see if you're getting a signal when you wheel. So just take your wheel off. You can spin it by hand and see if you're getting a signal. And you can even do that through your scan tool. But if you get your multimeter, turn your ignition on, see if you've got 12 volts, if it's a 12 volt sensor. If you haven't, you're going to have to find another broken wire somewhere. Hi Leon, thank you for making your videos. Thinking of buying a 2017 Kia. I haven't really heard much about them, to be honest, but then I haven't really worked on that particular Kia, so I couldn't really tell you, to be honest. So yeah, I don't really know, unfortunately, mate. Oh, I keep losing my chat. How do I... Just need to write a message. Where was I? Sorry to learn about the bad news. I'm going to upload videos of repairing a Freelander. It's not a Jeep. It is a Jeep, David. It's a Jeep. It's a Jeep. It is a Jeep. Alright? It's a Jeep. End of. What about crowdfunding? Nah, it's just... I know Can Diagnostics, I just realised he set up this thing for me and I really do appreciate it, but I just don't like asking. So... Why is that not scrolling anymore? Get that off. Go away, thank you. I'm sure you're trading with customers. Yeah, David, but I just don't want to do that. Just don't want to do that. Hold on, there's a comment up here. I'm missing the bloody comments. I know you're paying. My partner went through the same thing with the landlord. 2018, now 4 weeks after 9 years. Yeah, it's certainly not easy finding a place quite quickly and moving. It's not easy moving, but then to find a place and move is quite difficult. I'm mobile. It's hard not having a workshop. Lots of jobs, more time. Yeah, I mean, but that'd only be if I was going to go mobile. What I would be doing is I'd be doing mobile diagnostics, so I'd be doing programming and you know going to other garages if they don't have the equipment and doing stuff like that. I wouldn't really be doing like mechanical things because it's just too difficult. You'll always kind of forget tools. I would go more diagnostics if I was going to go mobile, but go to other garages. That's what I'd be doing programming and you know oscilloscope work and stuff like that. I saw a comment, but where has that gone now? Don't know. It's gone. love your video. Sorry to hear you having tough times. You're a fighter and someone intelligent as you and your skills cannot be homeless. I'm sure you'll get on your... Hopefully so, mate. Hopefully so. Why are you homeless? Check out my last video, Scott. What you say about starting up again, especially somewhere far away, is hard to know what to say or advise. Sorry to hear your news. Fucking pissed at the folks. Yeah, it's just the way it happens. It's just the way it happens. Is there room in your property to build a big shed workshop? No, there isn't. Buying new. Hi mate, can a dodgy alternator make dash lights? Yes, it can. Let's go dodgy. It can. Dodgy alternator can do all sorts of damage, especially if it's letting the AC out. If the diodes are gone and the AC's escaping. What does it involve changing a cylinder head like a head gasket with a full cylinder head skim and clean and... Well, it all just depends on the car, David. I've got videos coming up of a BMW 2.5 litre BMW E46. Was it E40? I think it's E40. I can't remember. Or was it E36? And E36, I think. And yeah, that's an involved job. It's a massive job. It's got a chain. You know, everything's awkward about it. It just kind of depends on the car. But essentially, you got to do is take the inlet manifold off, take the exhaust off, take the timing belt or timing chain off, whatever you happen to have, and lift off the head. You need head bolts, head gasket set, and just check everything after you're taking it off. So yeah, that's it really. What is the biggest issue for mobile down? Can be a nightmare. Yeah, I suppose weather can be a problem, but I'd be, like I said, I'd be doing it more in people's garages, going to other garages, so they'd have a place. That's what I'm planning, I think. I don't know though. We'll have to wait and see. Let's let the dog in. Come on, in. Where was I? Finding a place is harder than you think. I believe me, I've been looking. It's harder than you think. The change in the cylinder head is just like doing a head. Well, you have to take the cylinder head off to do a head gasket. How hard is it to change a cam belt on an Insignia? I've never done one. I think I've done a 1.6. And again, it's just like everything. They're just awkward. It's not difficult. It's just you haven't got a lot of room. And they can just be awkward, but they're not difficult. It's just more awkwardness. But certainly aren't difficult. Thanks, Scott. Will you be wanting a Chinese diesel heater for the van? I'm used to having a cold place in the winter, so the cold doesn't bother me. I prefer the cold to the heat, so the cold definitely doesn't bother me. I'm a mobile auto electrician, works for me. Sorted. Nice one, John. Anything all of us can do to help? No, mate, just watch the videos. That's all you got to do. Watch the videos. It's good enough. Any more questions anyone would like to ask? I'm not going to stay on for long. Two-litre Insignia, really easy to do. Well, there you go. I can't remember who asked that question now. Philip, apparently they're easy to do. I've never done one. I've done a 1.6. How's the family? Yeah, we're all doing well. It's even worse now. I'm at home all the time. The problem with your premise is how many cars you can fit in and also storage for good luck. It's not even so much about that. It's more, you know, location, price. There's a lot more than just the size of it. The bigger the garage, the more you have to pay in rates and stuff like that. You know, location is a big thing, because if it's in the middle of nowhere and there's no one around it, someone can easily break in because there's no one around it. So, you know, there's a lot more to consider than just how big it is. That's what she said. Any updates on the BMW E63 E46? There's videos coming out very soon, mate. Don't know if you missed my last message. Head straight to the Enterprise board, check out their grants. That actually is not a bad idea. I will have to check it out. I don't think there's... Is there any grants for... Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Just gonna... Is there any grants for mechanics? There's normally... We'll put it in, we'll check it out later. Yeah, so do I, Matt. So do I. When was the last time you had a KFC? Don't really have KFC here. Well, there is, but they're miles away. I haven't had KFC in years. What made you move from Lincoln to Ireland? Would you return to UK or not? Hope you can sort something out soon. Great channel. Thanks, mate. Well, I was only 11 when I came over. My parents moved, so I kind of said I'll follow along with them. And yeah, that was it really. Nothing exciting there. I wasn't running away from the police or anything. Or was I? Maybe I was. So yeah, it's just kind of boring. And going back, it's a lot harder than that, because, you know, moving family and everything like that, it's not easy. And it's just the same over there, you know, with the virus and everything. So it's not as if going over there is going to make anything easier in that sense. Hey, sad to hear your news. Thank you for your videos. Thanks a lot, mate. I've got a smartphone one day. Your videos helped a lot. Keep it on the road. Thanks a lot, Andy. Something will turn up when you least expect it. Yeah, that's all I'm thinking, Andy. I'm just going to kind of keep... yeah. Hopefully, it will. It will. Hey, if an autotrans dumps its fluid after you have overheated it, does it not release radiator? I suppose. Do you think it would be a major Ford thermal? I've never worked on a Fairmont, so I don't really know. But I mean, if it's kind of done that, the chances are that you've got a serious issue with the transmission. I don't really work on a lot of automatic transmission. We get very few. I maybe see 2 or 3 a year. But I would guess that you've got a major issue, yeah. Your videos help me so much with working on my Freelander Jeep. Thanks, mate. Thanks a lot. Do you own all your own tools, equipment, and were they tied into it? No, they were all mine. Everything was mine apart from the building around it. Mix Mowers, how you doing, mate? Well, slap me sideways with a wet fish and call me Sally. Oh, have I lost my... Actually, Mix Mowers, come to think about it, I've got the calendar here and you're on it. Do you want me to show your picture on the calendar? Let me know. If you say no, I'm still going to do it, so, you know. We'll see what he says first. Citroen C4 Grand Picasso engine fuse box for ECU not communicating on CAN. Is there a question there? Engine fuse box fault. He said yeah, but to be honest, I was going to show it anyway, even if he said no. It would have been funny if he said no, because I was going to show it. But boom, does everyone want to see Mick? Are you ready? I have to wait a few seconds, but I don't know if I've actually got it in shot on my camera because there's a delay. Come on, there's a stupid delay, I can't see it. Have I got it in shot? This is kind of a long pause. I do apologise. Where are we? Come on. There we go. Oh, no, see I didn't. Yes! Calendar was great. I have no choice, Scott. I have no choice. Hello, hope you are all the best luck with your videos. Help me a lot changing my timing belt on a Ford on a Golf Mark 4 1.4 16 valve. Anytime, mate. Anytime. The water was cold. Yeah, I'd say the water was cold. Must have been a cold day. That news stinks. Been helping a lot of folks. Hopefully things will get better soon. Your skills. Yeah, I mean things will, you know, things will happen. It's just the way it is at the minute. It is frustrating, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We will still continue to fight. We will get there in the end. Just don't know how long it's going to take. Have you worked on any Mitsubishi Mirages? I have. They're running a COVID-19 business startup grant. Basically, they give back the rates you paid out last year. About They're running a covert 19 business backfire. Basically, they give rates back you paid out last year. About it, there's lots of opportunities. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. I will have to check it out. So, is there any more questions for me before I go? Because, yeah, got other stuff to do. More phone calls to make. More crap to do before tomorrow. The virus is putting out a lot of people. That business, me being one. Yeah, me being another one, mate. I've got a Kia Creed 2007 diesel. Oh, burping. Where has it gone? Gone. I've got a hole in my radiator. Can I still drive it? All it damaged. I wouldn't be worried about driving the damaging the water pump. I'd be more worried about damaging the engine, mate. If you let it run out of water completely, you will obviously overheat your engine and damage it. Do not, under any circumstances, put rad weld in, because that rad weld will seal up the hole, but it will also go through your whole engine and block your heater matrix. So just replace the radiator, and you're going to be golden. Sorted. Love your videos, Mucka. Santa Fe, the Santa Fe video for the camera. It's me a lot of swearing. This is stupid. Oh yeah, that was a stupid design. I remember that. Oh, and then people telling me how easy it was. That's the worst one I've ever done. Ever done. The amount of stuff you had to take out, basically take the engine out to do it, which is redonkulous. It's unbelievable. They think they are London. How that is a lockdown. Do you realise how many of us you've inspired as you work your work fixing it? I'll read this one out properly, because people moan at me for 1 second. The dog some water. People moan at me for kind of mumbling when I'm reading. Do you realise how many of us you've inspired as you work, explain and fix? You have so many YouTube appreciation. Thanks a lot, mate. Much, I do appreciate it. I will be still doing videos, even if I have to do them from my driveway. But yeah, I will still be doing videos, so don't worry. Milo, stop. Good luck. Maybe someone will step up with a nice 4-bay shop. We can only hope. I'll get a phone call now in a few minutes. Chin up, mate. Yeah, believe me, chin's never been down. I got more than one as well, so it's alright. Watch a lot of your videos with great interest. Hope you get back. Keep your chin up. It was a question with the C4 fuse box. Just wondering if they had come across. I've had issues with fuse boxes in the C4 with burning stuff and wires broken. But then, to be honest, I've had them kind of in any car, so it's a possibility. Have you seen the 6th gen Mirage as a long-term keeper. They are a good car. Well, it all depends, mate, on what you're doing. You know, if you like the car and you want to keep it, well, then keep it. It's like everything. It just comes down to, you know, how much it's going to take to keep on the road. I don't know whereabouts you are in the world, but if you're in Ireland, the older the car, the more expensive it is to insure. And when the car gets over 10 years old, it's quite difficult to insure. So it all depends, like everything, on cost. So yeah, it's just kind of cost at the end of the day. If you can do a lot of the work yourself, well then you're going to save a fortune. And stuff like that, so yeah. Love your videos, dude. Thanks, mate. Hope everything gets sorted, and hate will always hate. Yeah. Use your videos to inspire thinking my old 5 Audi 100 too. Yeah. Thanks, mate. What happened? Couldn't pay the rent, get evicted? You're not the... No, mate, nothing to do with not paying the rent. It's just the landlord. If you watch my previous video, you would see that the landlord wanted to use the shed for his own purpose, essentially. He wants to start his own business. So, that's what it was. Nothing to do with not paying. Have you still got the rally car? Yes, I do. I still have all my cars. Cool, happy days. I'm still doing videos. Yeah, we're still doing videos, mate. G-Day there. Thanks for all your videos. I'm an old mechanic. I tell everyone if has not got points I can't help. You have helped me look at a lot of electronics. Good luck. Thanks a lot, mate. Much appreciated. Here in the US, it's insurance is optional. Gets cheaper by parts. Yeah, well, here it's completely different. It's it's a double-edged sword. If you're say under 25, you're going to really struggle to get insurance on a car older than 10 years old, because they'll say it's a high risk. Even though if it's passed the test, it should. If it passed the test, well then it should be safe because that's what the test is for. But you still get absolutely screwed on your insurance. So they tell you to go and buy another car. You then go and buy a newer car. Then the newer car is worth money, and they tell you it's more expensive to insure because the car is worth more money. It's a huge double-edged sword. I know people that are paying thousands of pounds, you know, up to £4,500 a year for insurance on a car that's only maybe worth €1,500. So yeah, and they say you need a newer car, but if you're paying that much money on insurance, you've covered your car anyway. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. There was a lease, mate, but again, it's, you know, he wanted the shed back. The lease was coming to an end, so there's nothing I could do. If I started fighting it, it'll just be a lot worse for me. I live in a very, very small town. Ireland's very cliquey, and if you start making waves like that, you're just not going to get anywhere. So it is what it is. Hope it all works out for you, lad. Are you considering work for someone other than yourself, or focusing on new dags? The problem is, I can't really work for someone. I'm not going to get into it, but I've got other issues that I need to be kind of flexible, and I can't really work for someone because I might have to go quite quickly and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not as simple as that, and I don't like people telling me what to do, so I struggle working with someone. That's kind of another issue as well. Even the UK is better for insurance, and I don't miss out Irish insurance. Yeah, the UK is better. There's only a few insurance companies in. I think there's only actually three, even though there's loads of insurance companies. They're all owned by three companies, and it is a monopoly. It's a nightmare, but it is what it is. Everyone's in the same boat, and you just have to pay it. recently when I drive my Golf, when it reaches 3000 RPM I lose power, and before stopping I get a hard steering wheel and the battery light comes on and the engine. Have you actually tested your battery? Tested your alternator? Or even just looked at your fan belt? Because that's one of the first things I'm doing. If your battery light comes on, it normally indicates that you're not charging. And if you're not getting enough power through your battery or your car, your steering wheel could go hard because it's not, or if it's slipping on the belt, for example, it's not spinning the power steering pump quickly enough. So that could be it as well. Grab a saw and cut out the front wall of your house. Instant shot. Yeah, I could do. I could do. Go on then, what's that? What's that right there? What's that? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Bum 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 dum. Thomas, how you doing? What a great picture. How sexy do I look in that picture? Awesome. Everyone should go click on that picture, download it and save it to your computer as a screensaver or a wallpaper or your phone, and every time you turn it on you get this in front of you. How awesome would that be? Right, I'm going in a few minutes, so if there's anything else you'd like to ask, be quick, and yeah, I'll answer them if I can. If I can. That's not going to hang back up there now, is it? No, it's not. So, thanks a lot, mate. Appreciate it for your £5. Perfect. What's up here? What's up here? What's up? Come here. What's up here? What are you moaning for, eh? What are you moaning for? Oh, yes. Beautiful. Leon with hair. Beautiful. Look how gorgeous I look. Look how gorgeous I look. Dee 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 dee. We'll give it till we do in an hour. So we got 10 minutes. 10 minutes left, I think. Hi, I have a question. Does your impact wrench have a wobble at the chuck? I don't think so. No. How do you mean? If you hold like where the half-inch connection is and wobble it, is it? I've never actually done it, but I don't think it does. How did you manage to move your stuff? I haven't moved it all yet, just with the van. How is the first gen TT for working on? They can be a bit of a pig, and there's a few things you need to know. Like the rear diff has a special oil, but it's not part of the rear diff. It's not the rear diff oil, it's another part that you have to change, and no one ever does change them. The fluid's expensive, but you don't need a lot of it, and that causes a lot of rear diff issues. So that can kind of get forgotten about easy, and just like most, you know, Audis, they're expensive to work on, but they're not really that fast either. People get them because they kind of look nice, but they really are not fast. And if that doesn't bother you, well, then that's fine. But if it does bother you, don't get one for thinking it's going to be fast, because they ain't. Myself, developed a slight wobble. I've never heard of that mate. How much was it? I've never heard of that make of an impact. Hi pal, passenger seat shakes bad when I go fishing around my Audi. Do you think it's a drive shaft? It could be a drive shaft, it could be a clutch issue, dual mass flywheel if it's a diesel. It could be wheel problem, alloy problem. Could be a few issues. Easy to check drive shafts anyway. And just spin your wheel by hand. So just jack it up and spin your wheel by hand and see if it has any issues or wobbles. When you press the trigger, you can see the socket spinning. Not true. Did you return the van clean and tidy before you found it? I've just realised who that is now. I didn't even look at the name. I returned the van clean and tidy, and with more diesel in than what I actually had it. So there you go. Was the lift yours? Yeah, everything in the building was mine, mate. 75 quid for a bare unit. Well, there's your problem, mate. Mine was €1,000. So that's the difference. Unfortunately, like everything, you get what you pay for. So yeah. What colour coolant does the Kia take? I don't know off the top of my head, but you shouldn't really go off colour, because some manufacturers use the same colour. It's not really about colour. Is only in coolant. Colour is just a dye. It doesn't mean anything. It's just some companies use it to differentiate their product from another product. Some coolants are even clear. They just look like water. So it's only a dye. It's not. It doesn't mean it's specifically for your car, if that makes sense. The easiest thing to do is when you go into a shop, you know, especially at motor factories, you can tell them what vehicle you've got. They will then tell you exactly what coolant you need. If you go into, say, a petrol station or something like that, flip the bottle over and you'll actually see what it's for. You can get some coolants as well that will mix with any others. You do have to kind of be careful with them on certain cases. On the newer cars, if you put the wrong coolant in, you will do serious damage to your head gasket. So bear that in mind. Spend the extra few quid and just kind of get the proper one for your vehicle. And you can even just Google it nowadays and then see which, you know, when you go into somewhere, you can see which one is going to be good for your particular car. Flywheel is noisy before car gets to running temperature. Was that the same person that had an issue with the seat? I'm not about to find this now, am I? Where is the seat problem? I can't see it now. Is that the same person that had an issue with the seat? Jimmy, I can't see the comment. Marcus, thank you very much for your £10, mate. You don't have to, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Chill, mate, and go fishing. Yeah, I should do that, actually. We've had the weather for it. We've had the weather for it. Noise changes from selector D to N. What car have you got? Did you say up there? No, you didn't. Normally a flywheel, if it's going to be noisy, it's going to be noisy all the time. You might have another issue there. Check comment to the reg number, it tells you all the liquids. Yeah, that's another thing you can do. Have you done any walnut blasting? Yes, I have. And I've got a machine coming up very soon for soda blasting, because we're going to be, well, when I find a place properly, we're going to be still doing that Citroen CX. And yeah, we're going to be doing the Citroen CX, and I'm going to be soda blasting that. But I have done walnut blasting. Any nice coupes that you recommend other than the TT? Lots of nice TTs are under £2,000. Where are you, mate? Like, are you in England, Ireland, or some other part of the world? David, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yes, mate. Seat shake. Why can't I talk? Audi A3. Normally, a dual mass flywheel just always shakes or vibrates. It doesn't just kind of get better when it heats up. Well, not in my experience anyway. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but normally when I've had a problem with dual mass flywheels, they have always kind of been. You can feel it on the clutch pedal, and if they're really bad, you can actually see it in your engine. And you can actually, some cars can look like the engine is missing. I know someone had a problem with the Beamer and they thought the engine was missing, and because you revved it up and it kind of sounded like it was missing, but it wasn't. It was dual mass flywheel. That was the issue all along. Did you alter the seat position in the van after leaving it like a boy racer? In other words, the van I was driving normally has a seat angle like this because he's old and he's fat and he doesn't know how to drive. So I put it back to a proper position, and obviously he doesn't like that. That's my dad, by the way, for everyone that's wondering. He's trying to be funny. Yes, trying being the word. No worries, just keep up the vids and save us. I will, mates. I will keep up the vids. No worries. I've still got, like I said in the last video, I've still got lots of videos that I've done I haven't released yet. So there's still videos coming. You won't really. You'll see a lot of videos coming in my old place, so it look like I'm kind of still there, even though I'm not. And then it's just going to kind of be bang with a new place or on my driveway, which however it happens. However it happens, I'm not 100% sure yet. Flywheel expands as it warms up and gets quieter. Normally, yeah, when the flywheel, because the dual mass flywheel, normally they wobble. That when they expand, there's a little thing in the middle of them, and it's like a little metal collar, and it's quite thin, and they tend to kind of break, and the metal can't expand that much to stop it. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I've just never seen it. The UK. See, it's difficult. I don't know how many, two-door cars you can get for under £2,000. I'm trying to think. I tell you what cars are cheap, but the engines are terrible. Is the RX-8. You can pick them up for next to nothing now, but the engines are crap. And every time I say that, all the wanker boys come out, the fanboys, and say, "Oh, you're wrong. Only 2 moving parts in the engine." Yeah, but they're crap. Okay, they're crap. So yeah, that group, Jim, surging, pop over, doing a live, pop over, doing a live. Well, if you actually take out the start motor and see if you can actually move the dual mass flywheel, it's one of the easiest ways to do it, to see if it's actually rocking quite a lot. What about converting to a normal? I've converted a lot of cars to a normal flywheel. Some of them work, some of them don't. But lucky enough, I've got a really good clutch guy that actually tells me. He'll tell me if the solid flywheel will actually work. Because sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. And if they won't, he'll tell me that, and I won't do it. I'll just put the normal solid one in, the normal dual mass one back. But I've done a lot on a lot of different cars, and I've never had one come back since I've actually done it. But again, that's because my clutch guy will tell me if they work, because all he does is clutches, so he knows if they work or not. He's even said, look, you can buy a solid flywheel conversion for this car, but don't buy it, you'll have nothing but hassle. So I just won't buy it. Come in late, so skipped at the beginning. I think you are wrong about how long it takes to get busy. No one's buying a new car. Again, Colin, I know what you're saying, but I've been in my place for 10 years, and I know what it's been like even for the last 10 years. So I know what it's going to kind of be like going on. Maybe where you're from, you live in a hell of a lot bigger place. You've got to remember, and this is you get this a lot when you're doing videos, or if someone spends a lot of money on the car and people say, oh, I wouldn't spend that, it's ridiculous. They don't know the full story behind the car and behind that, and just like everyone doesn't know the full story behind, like with my garage and stuff. I only live in a place with like 200 people. Literally, there's only 200 people in the town where I've got my garage. So it's not as if there's thousands of people there. There's only 200. So, and there's another garage down the road from me. So it's more difficult than possibly where you're from, if that makes sense. Looking forward to the Citroen CX content. Yeah, it's going to be great. There's going to be a lot of videos on that, showing people how to make panels, how to restore a car, how to paint, how to fill, how to weld. There's going to be lots, and there's going to be different type of welding as well. We're going to be doing TIG welding, MIG welding, brass welding. We're going to be doing a lot, so it's going to be good. Just join. What's the plan for work? Are you looking for working for someone else or getting new premises? Like I explained in the other part, well, in the middle part of the video, you could say, working for someone else isn't really an option. One, I don't like kind of being told what to do, and two, I've got other things that I need to kind of be. I might need to get away quite quickly. So yeah, it's not as easy as that. Minimum 3 years to get a reputation and trust with the workflow increases to where you can click and choose. Yeah, I'll pick and choose. I'll say click and choose. Yeah, I built a reputation where I am from, and hopefully if I can find a place quite closely, they're going to come with me. So we'll just have to wait and see. Is a solid flywheel okay for 2007 2.2 diesel Accord? I cannot say, mate, because I would ask my clutch guy that. I've never done one on an Accord, so I can't tell you. But I would just ask my clutch guy. I guarantee you there most probably is a solid flywheel conversion for that car, but whether it's any good, I don't know. And the other thing is, I only brought name brand clutches, so I only brought OEM clutches. Like Saks Clutch LUK and stuff like that. I didn't buy the really cheap shitty ones, even for any car, because there's just no point. So I just stuck with the OEM clutches, and I never had an issue with the ones that I put onto the cars. Need a car for the I need a car for the wife. Nothing fancy, about 2K. What do you recommend? Island. There's going to be a few cars actually. I take it you want something kind of small, is it? Like, you know, Fiesta size, Golf size, Toyota Yaris. Even the Toyota Yaris or the Auruses, they're good. They're a cheap little car, and you know they're reliable. The little Fiestas, they can be reliable too. Just kind of stay away from anything French and German, just because they're just expensive to fix. You know, stay away from Nissan because they're expensive to fix and they're shit. So anything kind of Ford, Toyota, that type of thing. The best thing about Ford is no matter what car you buy with a Ford, especially over here, you're gonna get, you know, there's loads of them around, so they're easy to kind of, you know, keep going. You know, loads of second-hand parts and stuff like that. The Toyotas, again, loads of second-hand parts, but they're more expensive to buy parts for. But yeah, something like that. Right, I'm gonna call it. That's it. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll have some more news for everybody. I appreciate you popping in, and I appreciate everything everyone's done, and for the few quid that they gave me, I really do appreciate it. So yeah, right, just another question before I go. Here's a question: on a VW, would you go Sachs or LUK? I normally, every time I bought a clutch, if I remember correctly, it's always been a Sachs clutch. Again, I just go to my clutch guy and he just gives me the best for that particular vehicle. So to be honest, I don't really look, because I know once he says, right, this is the clutch, he'll always give me an option saying, right, you can get this clutch, it's 150 quid cheaper, but this one is a million times better. So I just go for the better one. I don't even tell the customer that you can get a cheaper one, because I don't want the hassle. I tell the customer the price, obviously, before I do it, and if they agree, I'll do it. So, you know, it's not as if I'm not telling the customer. I tell the customer the price of the more expensive clutch if it's better before I actually do the job. If they want me to do the job, I do the job. So that's it. So look, everyone, I really do appreciate it. And yeah, everyone stay safe and sorted. Talk to you later. Bye.